Welcome to Afternoons with Amanda on Akron and Northeast Ohio's hottest and fastest growing network. 330 to go. Let's talk about weather, and I'm not like super cringing thinking about it today. It's a little bit easier of a go through the next several days. For tonight, we're looking at cloudy skies, the potential for a few flurries overnight, but nothing like we've been seeing. Low around 7 degrees. I think the last time I did a weather report for you on Thursday, the low was like -4. So we're moving in the right direction, right? Tomorrow, cloudy skies, high around 25. So definitely not like, hey, let's go to the beach. But again, we're moving in the right direction. You know, as long as we can be double digits during the day, it would be nice to be double digits at night as well. But we'll get there. We will get there. Okay, one of my absolute most favorite events ever in my whole life is the Akron Arts Expo. They have it every year at Hardesty Park, and right now, Akron Parks and Rec, they've opened up applications for artists. So if you want to sell your art, you want to have a setup at the Akron Art Expo this year, 2026, it is scheduled for the weekend of July 25th and 26th. You can go to the website right now and enter an application. It's akronartexpo.com/artist-info. But I'm sure if you go to akronartexpo.com, much easier to remember, right? You can probably find your way there. That was an event that before I even like moved to the city of Akron, every time I would come out here to visit my dad in the summer, that was one that we would go to. And my dad every year would go back to the same tie-dye lady, and he would get everybody in our household a tie-dye shirt during the Akron Art Expo. So, you know, maybe your craft or your artwork is going to be that thing that people remember going and picking out and doing with their family. So go get signed up if you're an artist. Okay, today, February the 3rd, is National Missing Persons Day. The City of Akron Police Department has posted on their Facebook page information as well as a link to view missing persons over 30 days. You can also scan this QR code that you're seeing right here on this picture. You can scan that QR code and check out the info. That way, you never know who you might be helping. You never know who you might have seen or what you might have seen. That's why it's helpful for people to look at this stuff. That's why I miss cable TV and shows being on at a specific time, because America's Most Wanted was actually extremely effective. Speaking of Akron Police Department, they just I don't know, maybe 20 minutes ago posted, can people please make sure that their guns are secure? Apparently they've had something like 6 gun thefts out of cars in the last week, which is absolutely insane. So lock those things up for everybody's safety. Just because you can use it responsibly doesn't mean that the person who steals it from you is going to. So please do that. If you have any questions, you can reach out to the Akron Police Department on that. All right, it's time for your McDonald's Feel Good Story of the Day, and I'm already tearing up thinking about this one. This segment of good news, by the way, is sponsored by your locally owned McDonald's. Follow along for Grimace sightings and deals at McDonald's of Northeastern Ohio on Facebook as well as Instagram. Go follow them, because trust me when I tell you, some things are going to be going on and you don't want to miss out on the action. So make sure you go follow them on social. So imagine, by the grace of God, living to be 91 years old, but you find yourself with no one and living in your truck in a parking lot. That's exactly what happened to Jim here. I can't believe that's the picture I sent you. Is literally the screenshot. Sheesh. Anyhoozle, still look at Jim here, okay? So for the past 6 months, Jim has been literally living out of his truck, 91 years old, sleeping in a sleeping bag in the back. Like so many seniors, he lives on a fixed income. It's barely enough to cover his truck payment, his car insurance, his medical requirements, and food. So in order to cope with that, he's been living in his truck. His wife passed away. He doesn't have any other family to help to take care of him. So discovered in his truck, that's when the community got involved. And I'm so glad that they did. It started with getting him into a motel and getting him some clean clothes and food. Then a GoFundMe was arranged. Last I checked, it was over $17,000 to try and help get him a home. Now Jim is scheduled to meet with a social worker who's going to help him with a plan to find permanent housing moving forward. Businesses in the community like Burley's have truly stepped up as well, providing things like food. And they're also going to be holding a fundraiser this Friday. Yeah. Okay. Um, but big props to not just the businesses, but local residents as well. Youngstown State grad Eric Lamb spearheaded a lot of this, getting the word out, as well as Dave and Christina Wilson. It's the exact type of feel good story I like to see, because you see a problem, you see somebody suffering, you step in, you work together as a community to see what you can do to help them. 91 years old, nobody should be alone. 91 years old sleeping in his truck. So thank you so much to the people that stepped up and did the right thing, and helped Jim out. And you know what? And this is in Hubbard, by the way. I'm going to stay updated on this story, so that way as things progress for him, because look how adorable he is, I will keep you posted on what's going on with Jim, because what an amazing story. Okay, deep breaths before we talk about the Cleveland Browns. It's like the most embarrassing thing to tell people is that I'm a Cleveland Browns fan. Like, I almost don't want to tell people that anymore, but Cleveland Browns held a press conference today, officially introducing Todd Monken as their 19th full-time head coach. Monken, formerly the Baltimore Ravens offensive coordinator, is quickly rebuilding the Browns staff by recruiting heavily from his previous team. Let me give you some examples. Offensive coordinator Travis Switzer from Baltimore. Offensive line coach George Warhop from Baltimore. Pass game coordinator, possibly Danny Breyer, who, guess what, would be joining from Baltimore. Defensive coordinator. Okay, this one is still kind of up in the air because the team really wants Jim Schwartz to stay. Jim is the one who got passed over for Todd, and was verbalizing how upset he was to people in the building on his way out of it. So they really want him to stay, but I would guess that if Jim Schwartz says thanks but no thanks, yeah, Todd's probably going to pull someone from Baltimore. Let's be for real. I guess if you've worked with your coaching team before, I mean, that's good chemistry for you. That's probably going to be easier for you to get acclimated, but time can only tell. I mean, it's not like the Browns are notorious for making smart moves. So we'll see what happens. Okay, let's talk about your Cleveland Cavaliers, currently holding a 30-21 record. They sit fifth in the Eastern Conference as of today. The team is currently in the midst of a significant West Coast trip and is one of the most active teams ahead of the February 5th trade deadline, which we need to talk about some of the major trade rumors and activities that have been going on or are rumored to go on. So recent trade, couple days ago, Cleveland acquired veteran guards Dennis Schroeder and Keon Ellis from the Sacramento Kings. That was in a 3-team deal. In exchange, they sent forward DeAndre Hunter to Sacramento. Now, these rumors are flying around the internet like crazy today. Multiple reports are indicating the Cavaliers are in advanced discussions with LA Clippers for potential swap involving James Harden and Darius Garland. And people do not want James here. I think, I don't know. I think you should shave his beard, and then that will be entertaining enough. Have you seen his face without a beard? It's really funny. Lonzo Ball, the team is also reportedly looking to shed Lonzo Ball's contract to gain further financial flexibility for deadline moves. And I wouldn't have a problem with that, I guess. I feel like his dad overhyped him his whole life, and he's never going to be able to live up to the hype that his dad created around him. So whatever, we'll see you later. Cleveland Cavaliers did win their last game 130-111 against Portland Trail Blazers. That was on Sunday. Their next game against the Clippers, as I said, big move west. That's going on tomorrow night, 10:30 Eastern Standard Time. All right. Events and entertainment. The Blue Man Group is at E.J. Thomas Hall tonight. This is the group known for its 3 bald blue men who are silent performers of a blend of music, comedy, and technology. The show tonight is at 7:30, and tickets are still available through Ticketmaster if you want to go and check that out. But maybe you're the one who wants to be on stage. I just found this today. There are several open mic nights going on over the next couple of days, okay? First, you've got the Daily Press. They're having an open mic comedy night. That's tonight at 7:30, Main Street in Akron. Also tonight at Afterlife Nightclub in Goodyear Heights. It's right next to the Linda. they're doing an open mic comedy night. Signups for that start at 6 p.m. They go from 6 to 7. They do a little huddle at 7:15, and then you guys start taking your turns. This event, by the way, is hosted by Crackpot's Comedy Club, but it is at Afterlife Nightclub next to the Linda Theater in Goodyear Heights. Then there's tomorrow night at S&M. Yeah, you know what I said. S&M Winery in Canal Fulton. They have a general open mic night. That is happening tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Now, if you want to go to any of these and you do end up going to any of these, I need you to film your set so that I can see it. And then let me know what the vibe is like, because maybe I'll go do a solid 5, because I love doing stand-up. That would be a blast. Okay, have your event featured on my broadcast. You can just email me, amanda@330togo.com. And make sure you catch my girl Jess Monday and Wednesday mornings for the 330 to Go morning show right here on Akron and Northeast Ohio's hottest and fastest growing network. 330 to Go. I'll catch you guys back here on Thursday.